Welcome to the Didi and Lital Show. Advice, thoughts, and stories from a married couple on cybersecurity, technology, and life in general. Now here are your hosts, Didi and Lital.
Hello and welcome to the Didi and Lital Show. I'm Lital. Didi is remote.
I am in the remote asshole chair.
And special guest, Leah Dotani's here.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good.
So we brought next gen Didi and Lital, our first offspring, Leah, the eldest.
By 1 minute.
Yes.
By 1 minute over her twin sibling.
A foot shorter.
That is your fault.
It
That is not my
Everything is my fault.
Yes.
My grandma will tell you, everything is my fault.
It's
Yes.
your genes.
Exactly.
So the reason Leah is here is because Newton, our town, they couldn't get to an agreement with the union, the teachers' union, and now union is on strike and there is no school. So thanks, Bon Jovi. We love you. I actually ran this morning with an awesome Matty Majagamo run, and Bon Jovi was there, and it reminded me of the song. I feel like Newton is like everything fashionably late because 2023 was the year of union strikes. And they didn't get the memo that now it's 2024 and we need to pass past that. And now union is on strike and she's with us. So yeah. Welcome to the show. It's an opportunity to show the world the success of Didi and I creating this podcast, but even better, creating a next gen.
Yeah.
So Leah, tell a little bit about yourself to the people listening. How old are you? What you doing in your day to day?
Well, like Lital, like my mom said, I go to Newton South High School. I'm a sophomore, and I do Israeli Scouts, and I'm a dancer.
What do you do in Israeli Scouts?
I'm a counselor. I'm a counselor for the fourth grade girls.
And you're also a karateka. That's the.
I also do karate. Thank you for mentioning that.
And you assist your sensei with
Yes.
the little ones
Yes.
in karate. Do you like it?
Yes.
What do you like about karate?
It gives me like a real world perspective because like I understand like the human anatomy and like what spots I need to like condition more, like to strengthen, and like what parts of the body are very weak.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, we wanted to bring you today to talk about how you, as a Gen Zer,
Yes.
as the next generation, sees today's world in terms of cybersecurity, things that you've seen around, digital life, how you experience the world these days. And I think you have a lot to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
You just wrote the first draft of your sophomore speech, and I think it touches a lot of the issues of today's social media scene. And so why don't we kind of like ease into this topic?
I'll start by throwing a softball to Leah. What do you think of President Trump's opinion on Taylor Swift?
What? Can you repeat the question?
Exactly.
Can you repeat the
Proving
question?
the point that the youth reads nothing on the news. President Trump had a whole bunch in his recent speeches.
Oh, that he doesn't like Taylor Swift.
Exactly. Do you like Taylor Swift?
I love her. She's the best artist there is to mankind.
Why do you think so? What makes you think
Better
she's-
than Bach. Better than Beethoven.
I'm not gonna say anything about that because I know Safta would be very mad at me.
Cool.
So what's the life being a sophomore today? The digital life? What makes you happy? What makes you upset? What makes you worried?
Well, I definitely think my sophomore year is definitely different than you're in Abba's sophomore year, but
Okay,
Yes.
tell about
Yes,
it.
you could start
How is
fire by clicking a button and not rubbing rocks together. That's the difference between our
the
sophomore.
dinosaurs
Yes.
are not walking
Exactly.
around anymore?
exactly. Well, first of all, you and Abba didn't grow up in a generation where, like we said, that there's social media, and I think there's good things and bad things about social media, but I think the main thing is that it's very easy for like people, for hackers in particularly, to like just hack someone's platform, like account, and then they can just get, like, for example, I always in my DMs I sometimes get like those like robo DMs. Have you like seen those?
What is
That
a DM? Explain to everybody that, because
digital
most of our listeners are over
digital
50.
message.
I think it's direct message.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, direct message.
Yeah.
See, I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's basically, it's on Instagram or like I think any social media platform. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But it's basically just like you, the people that you follow on Instagram or whatever platform, they can like send you a direct message. And I got, I think a few weeks ago, yeah, I got a really weird DM from someone in my grade that was just like, "Hey, can you like send me your phone number and I'll like pay you a bunch of money?" And I was like, "Of course I'm not going to send them my phone number. I know this is like a bot and they got hacked." So I like blocked the person, and like the next day when I saw them at school, I like said like, "Hey, I think your Instagram account is hacked." And she was like, "Oh yeah, it is. Like, don't do that." And like, yeah, it was really weird, but
Yeah, that's a common way of, she probably clicked on something or responded to that, and then
like,
she
or
got.
how Saba always sends those like really weird messages.
Did you think there is malware inside?
Definitely.
Do you click any of that?
No, I don't.
Don't ever click anything coming from
No.
grandma. Okay, so you're saying because you are so used to chatting,
Yeah.
this is a place that is vulnerable, that basically you can be hacked through.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Okay.
and it's also, I've also got like really weird emails of like, and I like a few years ago I got an email in Russian. I don't know Russian, but I like knew to just block the person and just like ignore it.
Okay. Do you think you are equipped? You're being taught how to deal with those threats. Your friends are aware. What makes you aware of it versus maybe a friend that did
Well,
get hacked?
Both you and Abba have taught me not to click on random stuff. But like, for example, at school, we don't look like, most of my friends, not all of their parents work in cybersecurity. I'm very lucky that both of my parents do, but yeah, like they don't, most people my age don't know about what is malware, like not to click everything that they see, or if you get an ad for this like free game, that like you get free gift cards if you like put, like if you play games. I've seen a lot of those ads. Have you seen those ads?
No, because I'm not the target, but you are.
Yeah, like I've seen
Do
on
you think, do you think your siblings, Dumb and Dumber, do you think
Oh.
they will play free games?
I don't know. I think they're smart enough, but at the same time, I don't know.
Exactly. That's why we call them Dumb and Dumber.
Exactly.
So let's do a quick segue, because I think other than cybersecurity,
Before that,
before segueing,
Yeah.
what do
do you use multi-factor authentication in any of your accounts?
Can you clarify what, like, I know it's like you have to like send like when you sign up for account, it's like it's like put in your email and then it sends you a code. Is that what it is, Abba?
Not only that, right now, most of the platforms that you use support what is called passkeys. So mom on the way home will need to educate you on how to turn on, because
Okay.
a lot of the things that now log in, you can log in with your biometric.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. I know, like on Instagram you can, I don't know if it's a new thing or something, but I know you can excuse me, you can like, on if you go into settings you can like put like log in with your like biometrics. I know also
And did
LastPass
you turn it
does
on?
that, and like Google, I think you can also do that.
Yeah.
You can.
So
And did
we
you
should
turn it
turn
on?
it on. Did you turn it on? We should turn it on to all your apps
I don't know.
so we can check it.
Okay,
And then you can recommend it to all your friends.
I will.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
you're an influencer.
I am an influencer.
Now you're on a podcast. Everybody in the world will listen to you and to your advice. So what else is going on?
Well, there's a lot of fake news on social media. That's actually a topic that each sophomore at my high school, we have to write a 6-minute speech. And I chose the topic of fake news on social media. And I think since like October 7th, when the war in Israel started, there's been a rise of fake news about the war, and like how, and I think this really, it affects their society, because I don't know if everybody heard, but Bernie Sanders, the senator from Vermont, right?
Right.
Yeah, from
Right.
Vermont, he proposed an idea that
A bill.
Thank you, Ema. That the U.S. should stop sending military aid to Israel.
That's not the bill. The bill, he wants to put restrictions and conditions of the usage of military aid.
Okay.
But
That is the actual aspect that he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that he has been angling for a very long time, by the way, even before the war in Israel, in Gaza.
Yes, I know, but he said specifically that he thinks that Israel is violating a lot of human rights acts in the war right now.
That's
Okay.
because he's a self-hating mudblood.
Okay. Well,
let's leave the politics part and let me redirect you.
yeah.
What does this have to do with social media fake news?
Well, this is its problem with their algorithm. Their algorithm is like, for example, if you like a post that's saying that like that like the COVID vaccine is like has like microchips in it, or like whatever. I don't know. That's the first
It
thing
doesn't have microchips in it?
You expect me to say yes?
No, of course not.
So yeah, so you're saying if
like,
there is a crazy lunatic claim about,
and if you like that post, then the algorithm, for example, I'll use Instagram again. If you like that post on Instagram, it will just, your whole feed will be
more posts like that?
Yeah, they'll spread more posts like that, and then you'll start to, your brain will be like, oh, maybe this is actually true, because every single person that I see on my feed is like agreeing with this statement.
So I think I read something, I read the research, and I think you're quoting it in your speech.
Yeah, I think so.
There is a research that says that false tweets have 70% more virality and have better chances of being engaged with than
untruthful,
false.
Yeah.
There is something more engaging, and that therefore that the algorithms, social media algorithms, are built to make us stay more on the platform.
Yes, exactly.
They prefer engagement. It seems like for some reason, and I guess that's human beings, falsehood posts have a chance of being transmitted more,
Yes.
liked more,
This is
engaged
a good
more.
example
They-
of BS study, and I'll tell you why.
Lama. Why, Abba?
It's really simple. Most people are stupid, and most people don't know shit. So most of the stuff that they're gonna post is bullshit and wrong, because most people don't know jack shit.
And then the algorithm promotes
Yeah,
wrong
exactly.
and
No,
stupid.
the algorithm doesn't promote.
Yes,
I'm
it
just
does,
saying that
but
if the
there's
majority of things are wrong, therefore, some of the wrong will be attractive, and therefore, it will be pushed. I think this is a bad way of doing an analysis, because most likely, if more things are wrong than right, then the likelihood of something being attractive and wrong is bigger than the likelihood of something being truthful and attractive.
Well, we'll go back and we'll read the real research because it was published on Science. So
Yeah,
it is
that means nothing.
science. There is an algorithm. We talked about an algorithmic bias recently in a podcast, and I think there is a real algorithmic bias that was baked into the platforms to support that. So I want to point a few things, Leah, that we talked about. The world has changed because news, which are always biased, right? You have like a CNN, it's more kind of left leaning. We have Fox News,
which is more right. Yeah.
Right. So it's always biased in a way.
Yeah.
Nothing is, we're human beings and we have beliefs and so. But the Gen Xer in me that lived in this world now is experiencing something that is different. So what do you think is the different than, old traditional media platforms that were biased versus today's social media reality? We talked a little bit about like how is it worse, because Fox News already have those biases, and they like to have some conspiracy theories from time to time. That's legit, right?
But their conspiracy theories have to be fact checked. On social media, they don't have to be fact checked. And I also talk about this in my speech. They don't like X is like Elon Musk is not gonna like look up like what I post on Twitter. He's not gonna like look into like whether this is true or not. And it's also the problem that the accounts are, it's either bots that are posting this like these conspiracy theories, or it's like actual people, but their like accounts are private, they're not public. So it's like,
you mean the anonymous?
Yes, thank you. Yeah,
they're public because otherwise people won't see the posts.
No, they're anonymous. Yeah.
So I think two things that we need to understand. What you're talking about is traditional media platform. I mean, they're not always fact checking, but the reality is they can be held liable.
They like how like
defamation.
Like how Fox News now is being sued because they like misleaded about the 2020 election.
Correct. So there is legislation about social media platform, the internet, that is protecting them from being liable for things that are published them. So unlike traditional media, newspapers, TV, that could be sued for defamation, and has to have some sort of sense of reality, social media is protected. People can say anything. And I think your second point is so true. When you're on traditional media, you have a face, you have a real name, you have, it's tied to your identity.
Exactly.
And I highly recommend going back to our episode about us asking the regulator to impose real ID on the internet. So the fact that we have, 8 billion people on Earth, but
A
how
bit
many
more.
accounts we have on Twitter, the fact that there are millions of bot accounts on social media,
Yeah.
fake accounts, and even, as you said, real people can hide behind
A
an
screen.
anonymous name,
Yeah.
means more craziness can be spread faster, and the
Yeah.
bot is just, forms of
And even
accounts that
on
propagate
like
stuff.
online, like how the New York Times, they have a website. When they post an article, they have to say like who it's published by and like all their credentials and like how they're like connected to the New York Times. Like
I think so. I'll intervene here
Okay.
and say that we are, I think, looking at the past and saying, in the past, politicians were honest, prices were reasonable, and everything was awesome.
No, they're not. We just said it.
In
I don't-
reality, the BBC took Hamas's side on the hospital bombings and
Not
didn't do
just
any
them,
fact checking and
Sure.
didn't do any fact checking.
Sure.
There were multiple times
They were but a lot. They were held accountable.
they were not held accountable. They were not held accountable. Not only that, the New York Times has Hamas activists reporting for them, and they're not
They also
their affiliation.
they also
They actually took a stand against Israel on this, and this is just an example. Trust me, there's really good cases of where Trump lobbyists report on media as a media person when the person is actually a lobbyist. We want to believe that traditional media was good. It just looked more impressive because it had people that were more eloquent. The only thing that I agree with the two of you about modern media and its problems is the fact that modern media is not required to affiliate. So when Fox News blurbs bullshit, it's still affiliated with a side. When something
It's
is
clear what
blurbed,
side
yeah.
and who's behind it.
exactly. When Twitter blurbs bullshit, it's unaffiliated, and the accounts are unaffiliated, and they have no requirement. And this is the real thing. There's no requirement for affiliation. And that's the difference. Because when something comes out of Fox News, I know who's pulling the strings. When something comes from Didi at Lake Placid on Twitter, nobody knows if what I'm going to report is on Tampa Bay Crunch killing the Bach Blazers, because the Bach Blazers didn't wake up and played video games all through the ride. Just saying. Versus I'm going to report on some other fake news. So this is where the affiliation actually matters and the transparency matters. And this is the thing that was lost. Not so much the integrity. Integrity in journalism, as my mom always said, today's paper will be used to wrap fish tomorrow.
I think it's also the volume. Let me explain. If Fox News tells you once the world is flat, you heard it. You may say, okay, that was stupid. And then they go and change topic to something else. So you're being exposed to this idea once, you make up your mind, and you move on. If you go to YouTube and you ask in the search,
or just Google, if you
or
like
Google or whatever,
Yeah.
you ask, is the world flat? And you clicked on one videos of a wacko saying, yes, the world is flat. Then you will keep on seeing hundreds, if not thousands. And every time you go on YouTube, it will present you more and more and more extreme videos
That's
of
the
people saying
algorithm.
the world is flat. So there is something about, again, the algorithmic bias here that is baked into that. And it's not necessarily, they can turn it down. I think, like everything in life, after 5 times you hear from a variety of people that, yes, the world is flat, you might start thinking, maybe the world is flat. Let's
Maybe it's
consider
true.
it. So there is something about the frequency, and the variety
Yeah.
that is being served to you, that has
But it
changed.
also pivots. So this is the funny thing. So if you Google flat Earth, you'll get flat Earth theory,
Yeah.
but you'll also get Kyrie Irving videos. Trust me, we've experimented with that, and
I'm
very
pretty
fast
sure you're getting way
you'll
more.
get more and more Kyrie Irving the more you click on Kyrie Irving. So it's built for the to the ADD mind of the younger generation. And by the way, producer Dave, did Kyrie ever? Is Kyrie still playing?
Let me look that up. I don't recall.
Yeah.
I don't recall if he's still on this planet, but
Yeah, well, he's definitely on the flat Earth somewhere. But Leah, I do want to pivot towards another question.
yeah, he's on the
Okay.
Mavericks. He's on the Mavericks.
Nice,
What city is that?
Dallas.
Okay.
Dallas.
You can I don't care about sports.
Makes
Hey, everybody's free to not care about Bill Belichick being fired. Who was right about that? So
You were right. Look at episodes numbers 7, 17, 24, 32.
almost every episode. You made it, Didi. Your voice was heard.
yes,
Robert
yes. Also, the season sucking helped with that. But
Maybe Kraft was listening to you.
Yeah.
Doubt it, but maybe. Okay.
yeah, I care about how much do you care about your privacy as a member of this generation? What information are you willing to share to get access to things? So how aware are you? So you're on Instagram.
Yes.
Is your account completely private, partially private? Who can
Well,
see your posts?
my account is private. Like I only allow people to access my account that I know. Like if I see, like for example, I saw one of my friends Dia yesterday showed me like this account that definitely looked like a bot, and I was like, yeah, I don't think you should accept that follow request. But yeah, no, my account is fully private.
Okay. And do you care about this?
Yes. Well, if I didn't care about that, I would make the account public.
Okay.
What information you are okay with sharing on the internet, and what things you wouldn't want to share? You wouldn't want people to know.
I don't put my like email or my phone number and like any personal, like really like my social security number or like my house address.
Do you know your social security number?
No, at all. So I don't even, like,
That's not a problem.
Yeah, exactly. No, but like I wouldn't put any personal information that like a hacker, like for example, if someone hacked my account and they saw that I like posted this story, they can just easily like hack me.
What about locations, places you go, where you are at?
Well, I do post like when, like for example, when we came back from LA, I posted a thing, but I only post it after I come back. Like,
Okay, so you don't want people live when you are somewhere to know that you are out of town?
Yeah, I always post afterwards.
Okay.
And would you know if somebody broke into your room?
Well, the only person who would break into my room is the cat. That's it.
And with the chaos that you have there, would you know?
I don't know.
Only if you swallowed something.
Yeah.
What?
How many followers do you have?
I think maybe 200, 300.
And do you know
Is
every
it
single one of
considered a
them?
lot? Is it?
That is not considered a lot of followers.
Okay, so to Abba's question, do you know every one of them?
Yes, I do know every single person. Most of them, it's either I follow our older pairs on Instagram. I follow our family. I also follow a bunch of people from my school that I know.
Okay. Well, Didi, how many followers do you have on LinkedIn?
Oh, on LinkedIn, I have a billion gazillion. I have about
You know all of them.
6,000. Of course, I don't know all of them.
I think I'm in the 10,000s.
Yes.
Yeah.
But on LinkedIn, I couldn't care less.
Well, I think LinkedIn is different. Like, I don't know. I've never used LinkedIn a day in my life, but I think it's different than Instagram.
You will need
Yeah,
to
it's old people.
people that want to get a job.
Well,
You're just
I-
babysitting. You don't need a LinkedIn.
yeah,
for
I
that.
don't need a LinkedIn. That is like when I'm in college, I feel like I should start making a LinkedIn account.
You're saying it's the boomers' social media platform?
No, the boomers platform is Facebook. That's more like Gen X. Gen X, maybe millennials, like maybe like 90s, like early millennials, I think use LinkedIn.
You're the only kid that doesn't use TikTok in your school,
Yes, I am.
other than your two siblings.
Well, they literally could not. They don't use social media though.
Why aren't you using TikTok?
It's I used to use it, but you blocked it on my phone, so I can't access it.
Did you hate me for that?
At the beginning, but then I was like, I don't really think I need this platform. Like, I just found myself scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and I'm like, do I really, like, did I learn anything, or like, do I remember anything that I watched while I was scrolling? Like,
Where do you consume news from?
Ema.
And other than that, you told me you're
Social
saying
well, like, I follow people on Instagram, like the Stand With Us. Do you know that organization? I follow them on Instagram. They post a lot of stuff about the war right now, but other than that, that's it. Or
So
maybe I
listen
listen to the Daily on Spotify, and that's it.
yeah.
What
Well,
affiliation do you think the Daily has?
Well, I know they're biased. That's the New York Times, but like, that's a New York Times podcast, so they're obviously very left. But like,
but you learn from it, and
yeah,
it's good
but
journalism.
I learned like, I think even if they're like traditionally left, I think I don't always agree with every single thing that they say, but I still at the end of the day learn something about that I didn't know.
Cool. Do you want the SATs back?
No.
Why not?
No.
Why not? Did you listen to the episode about the SATs?
I still have not. I'm going to listen to
Okay,
it.
okay.
No, but I do not want the SATs back. I think it should, like, I think I should still have to take it, but I don't think it should be required, like, for graduation. Like, I think it isn't required right now.
No, it isn't required for graduation. It used to be required for college admission.
Mm-hmm.
And now, since COVID, a lot of universities removed the SAT as a requirement.
I think still the Ivies require SATs.
Some of them said it's not, it's an optional. And they
Is it
thought,
the Ivies that I want to go to?
I don't know which Ivies you want to go to.
I told you I want to go to Northeastern.
It's not an Ivy.
Well, it's like Ivy level.
No, I don't know if it's Ivy level, but
Okay,
doesn't matter.
whatever.
So I don't know about Northeastern. The interesting thing about SATs is that the thought was to remove them to promote more diverse student body.
Of
But
course.
they realized, if you listen to the daily podcast from earlier this week, research shows that actually SAT helps, bring more equality, because those kids that may not be able to have a very polished
Resume.
extracurricular
Yeah.
activities and a great college
GPA.
application essay, they may do well on SATs because it's just about skills. So maybe it's good to bring it back.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't taken the SAT yet, or like the PSAT. So maybe next year I'll
Saying
try
it's because you
it.
don't like tests.
Yeah, I'm saying that because I don't like tests.
You
One of
underperform.
your three siblings you think will get the highest score in the SATs?
Ron, 1,000% Ron.
Not Omri?
No, I think he'll go in with his huge ego being like, I think I will do amazing, and then he'll make a mistake.
Okay.
But
Cool.
I think maybe he'll get. It's definitely, but I think 1,000% Ron will get a good grade. Like he's Ron.
He's
So, Leah, let's kind of like look forward in a positive way. What are the things you're looking forward, kind of like in your future and in your generation future? What do you think will be really positive?
Well, in my personal future, like
Your personal future, your generation future. What's the good things to look up to?
well, I'm looking forward to go to college, obviously.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Obviously, I thought you like staying around, being with us.
I do, but I also want to go to I want to make a paycheck. I want to learn. I want to be able to support myself financially.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you think about the great stuff ahead of your generation?
I think my generation screwed up.
Okay.
What about
You want to work in cybersecurity?
Maybe. Well, I think in the future that will be like everyone will need to be able to work at cybersecurity because the world will be so screwed up.
And what kind of job do you think you can contribute in cybersecurity? Do you think you can code?
No, 1,000% no.
So what would
Why
you do?
not?
Maybe sales or like marketing. I don't know.
Okay.
Cool. We should call it our sales friends and start you on an internship.
Yeah. Let's get
Cool.
it going.
Awesome.
Well, awesome. Thank you for joining us, Leah. It was
welcome.
fun. And you should
Yeah.
come back again.
Maybe.
Maybe. Let's not have a strike. Let's get you back to school if we can.
Maybe.
Well, with that, that was a special episode of the Didi and Lital Show. Thanks to the teacher union for bringing Leah here on a strike.
Which is illegal in Massachusetts.
Yes. I don't know why they're on strike and why we're letting it going. Well, if you like us, please rate, review us. If you like to be on the show or bring your kids to the show, we are open for that. The Didi and Lital Show is a weekly podcast. Please rate and review us. We will see you next week. Have a good one. Bye-bye.